if you're going to explain to someone maybe why he matters, if anybody asks you, why this Will Rogers guy, what would you say to that?
No one has ever asked me that, by the way. Staff.
Well, I just did, Dave.
Staff here will bring it up because for the most part, Will is not relevant anymore.
Right.
He's gone. Except here, he lived here. And for anybody that has any degree of sensitivity, enjoyment of beauty in the environment, Will Rogers' spirit is here.
Yeah.
And that's where Will is relevant. It's his spirit here at the ranch. But more than that, as you get to know Will, if we relay it properly, people understand who he was.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the relevance, is if we can explain Will as a person, not all the crap that he did. Yeah, he was a cowboy. Yeah, he was a Ziegfeld Foley star.
Right.
But when you look at how he treated people and the things that he said and did, he was a wonderful person.
Yes.
That's what makes him relevant today.
I love it, Dave. Bill?
That's better than mine, but I'll give it a shot.
You got it, Dave.
Well, I sort of always sort of try to sneak in by saying Will's, which he was talking about that W.C. Fields mentioned, Will's, talking about the daily occurrences and politics of the day is a precursor to the late night talk show monologue,
Mm-hmm.
right? So
Right.
what, Stephen Colbert does today, that really was what Will kind of came up with back in the teens. But I like to also point out that, when he talked about politics, even though, it could get a little heated, it never went to the red zone. It never went to where,
Right.
he was nasty or, and that's unfortunately too much of the political discourse. Even the humor side of it just gets too, extreme.
Right.
And not very, nice or comfortable. And so I think he brought out a point where you don't have to go to that level to make a point and to push for change and stuff. So if I get to that point by the end of my tour, I figure I've sort of, made something. But I do go back to what Dave said, which is we all should really take a page from Will and be a little bit more philanthropic, a little bit more charity giving, a little bit more concerned about our fellow person than we are. We have so many issues and stuff today, and it's easy to just sort of, shut people out. But people, especially after the pandemic, people need help. They need to feel listened to and stuff. And I think Will always brought that out in people. So I'd say if he's not relevant today, although I think he is, the qualities that he exhibited are relevant.
Yeah, exactly. Gentlemen, I agree with you on that. I think he's relevant with the sentiments that he had as well. I never met a man I didn't like. That's what I use to drive my program. So what I say to the kids and adults, 5 to 95 about Will Rogers, when you come in and you rub, because the first thing I have them do is rub Will's feet, right? Our statue.
Right.
The politicians in the Capitol do the same thing with the only other cast of the statue that is available here and in the Capitol, U.S. Capitol. Well, that doesn't work as well for them when they rub their feet, right? We start with that. It's a little joke. But what do you see, kids? What do you see right below his name? It says, I never met a man I didn't like, right? Well, when you go down to his tomb, because I want you guys to make sure you go down the sunken garden, say bye to Will. What does it say across his tomb? Never met a man I didn't like, right? Mm-hmm. Well, if you go into the gift shop, and I know that mom gave you $5, so you definitely need to get in that gift shop and spend it. You're going to spend it on one of them T-shirts, the postcards. But what does it say on the postcards and T-shirts? Never met a man I didn't like. Well, that's the way we remember Will Rogers, and there's a reason behind that. And what I always tell the kids is, you wouldn't believe how many people come here, mostly the older folks because they love Will Rogers, but they come and say, we need somebody like him today. It's the older generation that says this on a weekly basis. And so I tell the kids, that's why he matters. I never met a man I didn't like. It's not just a sentiment, not just something he said. It's not something he was saying when he was 55, living in a 31-bedroom mansion, where you guys are at. It was something that started at an early age around Dan Walker, the Cherokee freedman, right? Some of the stuff I told you guys the earlier time. It's, I never met a man I didn't like, is something we can use more of today. And that's my bottom line. That's my